Hi, I'm Debbie Clark, and I'm the one who hides behind the organ console every Sunday morning. So this video came about because in staff meeting we were discussing the kickoff luncheon that you all are attending right now. And we thought how important it would be for you to see the actual rooms and the space and how the air conditioning system is put together, because many of you will not even know that these areas exist. And we wanted to give you a real visual picture of exactly what the Capital Campaign Committee has been talking about with regards to the air conditioning system and how it affects all the aspects of this building and our worship.
I'm Chuck Weidler, and I've been a member of Trinity Episcopal Church for, I guess, since the late 1950s. And I hate to say it, but I think some of the air conditioning units around here have been here since just about the time that I started. And they require a lot of maintenance, upkeep. They're very expensive to operate. And the system, as the building has expanded, have been added on to just unbelievably so, to where the system is so complex that it's very difficult for people to understand how to use it, or for the maintenance people to even keep it running.
Hi, I'm Krista McClary. I'm your junior warden, and for the past 2 years I have been responsible for making sure that this building at Trinity is heated and cooled. Unfortunately, all of the air conditioning and heating units are pretty old. Now, we've come to you for this capital campaign asking that we raise money to replace this kind of patchwork system. There are approximately 7 units that heat and cool Trinity. Some areas are heated whether there's anyone there or not, which is a huge expenditure. In the past 4 years, we have spent something in the neighborhood of $250,000 on repairs for the units here at Trinity. Just think what we could have done with that money.
We could well take a lot of that cost and shift it to more ministry. And that's what we're here for, is ministry. Most of you probably realize that on Sunday mornings, it's usually rather pleasant in the main part of the church, the nave, but there are other areas of the building that are being cooled when they don't need to be.
As the organist and curator of the musical instruments here at Trinity, I thought it would be important to tell you a little bit about the role that the air conditioning and the heating play in the instrument. Several years ago, we were blessed with the gift of a magnificent pipe organ by the Scaling family. If we were to purchase that organ today, it would cost us more than $1 million to replace it. And one of the biggest concerns with musical instruments when it's made of wood and metal is that atmospheric conditions can have a real role to play in how well that instrument functions. Some of you probably aren't aware that several years ago we had such a problem with humidity in the sanctuary that if it got to be over 65 or 70% humidity, the organ would actually begin to stick and notes would sound without my being able to shut them off. So we'd have to use the piano because there was too much humidity in the nave area. Long term, that can also create an issue in regards to maintenance, repairs, or even replacement of part of the organ. So we're not talking just about a heating and air conditioning unit, but the impact it has on our worship, on the instrument that we have currently, and on the expense that we have because the system is old and more costly than a new system would be.
The largest piece of equipment is in the basement underneath the education wing. There is also equipment underneath the nave that helps to heat and cool the nave. It has created a lot of vibration, which has caused damage to stained glass windows on that side of the building. So I think you would be surprised if you knew where there is actually equipment. Return air outside the choir room on the second floor, and a residential unit that heats and cools the 2 restrooms on the first floor. There is a unit in the closet outside there in the parish hall that heats and cools the offices, and there is one outside the lounge that heats and cools the lounge, about a quarter of the nave and the library. So as you can see, things are kind of piecemealed and have been done as the building has expanded. With a new heating and cooling system, things will be more integrated with each other, and we will be able to really heat and cool zoned areas of the church to cut down on our utility and the aging of the equipment. So we are looking at equipment that will be energy efficient and much more economical to run.
As a member of the staff for the past 35 years, I come with a history that most people aren't aware of. And so, like Chuck, having seen changes in the air conditioning system and the repairs that have needed to be made, most people aren't aware that it's not just about the air conditioning and the organ or other things, but it's also the impact that those systems have had. For instance, most of you probably haven't been here when the system above the kitchen window, the drain pipe got so clogged with algae and things that we had leaks coming out of the ceiling and would slip on the trouser floor. Or the system that controls the lounge in the library in the back third of the church has impacted the ceiling above the library. And so when we come in for staff meeting, we've seen the ceiling bowed so heavy with water that you just thought it was going to completely sag. The vibration and the water cooling portions of this system have impacted virtually every aspect of this building. And as someone who's had a long history, I want to make sure that we're able to protect the sacred space that we have and keep it available for generations to come.
We can really benefit from having a more tightly integrated system that uses current technologies and would reduce our operating and maintenance costs. And I strongly urge you to support our campaign to do so.
So I'm asking that you pray and think about what your pledge could be in support of rehabilitating the HVAC system here at Trinity. Thank you.